Now that the evidence files in King Vaughn's murder case are available to the public, the murderer even included a section in the file that describes his conversation with Vaughn, in case you missed it.
No, like, shit, I was just protecting my little brother.
When you did finally find out that it was King Vaughn, how'd you feel?
I was like, damn, if Brian did that stupid shit last night, he still would have been alive. That's how I was. But I was like, shit, I ain't no the type person I am. Like, I'm a humble person. I ain't no disrespect to like his mama saying fuck him and shit like that, cause I could easily get on that type of stuff and be clout chasing type. Like, I ain't on that type. I'm a humble person, but it's like, they ain't never popped that shit off. That would have never happened like that.
But the evidence files also contained references to that same man. Tim's revelation of King Vaughn's last words, LOL. But it also revealed weaknesses in the murder case as a whole. Even King Vaughn's cousin Bao said that the murderous night was strange.
Security guard let him walk. You get paid he get paid to protect. How the f you let him walk over and fight? You ain't even supposed to let him fight. He ain't supposed to be touching nobody. Security guard, if anything, you make sure Quando them leave. Whoever else they was with, you make sure they leave. How you let him walk over somebody that's, the reason y'all here, the reason everybody in this parking lot here, because this man right here making the money and y'all his entourage. That security guard, it's something fishy with him. That's why he deleted his Instagram. Right. I definitely feel like it's foul play. I don't know where it's coming from, but I definitely feel like it's some weird shit going on.
This is in response to the body cam footage that was released to the public, which shows Van's bodyguards simply sitting there without doing anything to defend him, while everyone screams in terror and wonders what's happening.
Yo, you better watch out. This is my brother, okay? Hey, come on, chill. Come with me, okay? Okay. You, get out the car. Out the car. Okay?
Calm down, he's shot.
Get out the car. I gotta go to the hospital, my leg. Yeah, we gonna get you to the hospital.
There are a lot of holes in the passing of King Vaughn. If you truly investigate it, you'll notice that if anything, he would be the one to fake his own death for all the murder cases he was about to face, as after King Vaughn died, he was tied into the lead role of FBG Duck's death by paying O-Black members, is the proof that would ultimately come out after this became a worldwide sensation. The hit, which involved several other deaths in Chicago, required $100,000 in diamond O-Black chains, according to the Trap Law Ross King Vaughn documentary. But now, Van's family and close friends tweeted, Van survived his 2 surgeries, woke up screaming for his gun, went into shock and passed away. He only had 1 more surgery left.
And Von made it through 2 surgeries. He had 3 surgeries ago, he made it through 2 surgeries. And then after the second surgery, he hopped off the bed and started fighting the nurse and said where his gun at, and he went and he died because he went into shock. So he was making 2 surgeries. How hours later, Kayla know, talking about some, he fought the nurse. She the one told me that. His mama didn't even know that. How you knowing what's going on inside the hospital that quick?
Because she was there at the hospital.
This is also related to the King Vaughn murder case documents that were just made public, which show that Vaughn was still alive in the hospital even after being shot. But a lot of people are now curious as to how Bowie was aware that he had never even owned a firearm. When Vaughn woke up during this conversation 2 years ago, he was shocked to see a pistol that had never been there.
Like you said, the King Von situation, like there was absolutely no reason for Von to be rolling around with that dude. Like, there was no, especially since he had security, like, you know, someone should have jumped in. It should never even,
King Von
I almost feel like, but I almost feel like if you have real security,
all of them is supposed to blast. I feel like they would have been more ready in Chicago.
Sad, man, sad. I mean, the whole King Von thing is really kind of hanging over everyone right now.
That f***ed me up, bro. Because I like King Von.
This is also related to the King Vaughn murder case documents that were just made public, which show that Vaughn was still alive in the hospital even after being shot. But a lot of people are now curious as to how Bowie was aware that he had never even owned a firearm. When Vaughn woke up during this conversation 2 years ago, he was shocked to see a pistol that had never been there.
I travel with 1 security that moves with Von, and he traveled with 2 more security. You know what I'm saying? Von traveled in a bulletproof truck. And not only that, his guys are security, man. He travels with 10 to 15 guys daily. They protect and love Vaughn more than any security would. We're like, I think we're about 8, 10 cars deep, 20, 25 on Entourage.
But many people don't know that while everyone else was having fun and celebrating Van's album's success, King Vaughn started acting strangely in the middle of the night. It is alleged that he was starting to use his cell phone when he would swiftly vanish into a side room of the club. Vaughn and his crew began leaving the club at around 2:30 a.m. in order to get text messages from Quando Rondo, an NBA youngboy, associate. King Vaughn had other plans, which he kept a secret, but everyone had planned to head straight to the hotel and Airbnb for the night.
Everybody's mind leaving the club is that we're going to the hotel and the Airbnb, because that's normal routine. The club he went to, the after hours, wasn't getting paid for. I didn't have no acknowledgement of. His team didn't have no acknowledgement of. That was a complete Vaughn decision.
As the entire squad was heading to the Airbnb, King Vaughn told his driver to continue on to another club, the Monaco Lounge. This was the initial of numerous choices that finally resulted in King Vaughn's demise.
Everybody else that was with us driving to the Airbnb, and Vaughn literally went to the venue by himself. We got a call later from people in the car, like, hey bro, we here by, matter of fact, I think from his DJ was like, hey bro, you know we here by ourselves, like, where you guys at? And everybody rerouted to that venue.
Van's manager knew something was up with Vaughn when he got to Monaco, because he was sitting in the corner of his Escalade with his hood up, using his phone and behaving very silently. For 30 minutes, Van's crew was ready to enter the new club, but Vaughn stayed seated. For whatever reason, it wasn't until King Vaughn got to the new club that the folks in his truck told the rest of the team that things had changed. As soon as the other members of the team found out, they turned around and began heading to the new club.
For some reason, Vaughn wasn't himself. This man is like, I promise you, the best artist I ever moved in my life. For some reason that night, it was off. Like, he stayed in the car for like 30, 35 minutes.
At this moment, Van would be visited by 100K Track, his manager, to check on him. Eventually, they made the decision to go into the lounge, but Van's team had to keep their firearms in their cars due to Monaco club regulations. To make sure everything was safe, they would first dispatch security to patrol the club.
I went to the car he was in, I was like, yo, Vaughn. Went inside the passenger seat, I'm like, yo, Vaughn, bro, what's going on? Like, you know, everybody here waiting, let's go. He was like, all right, let's go. We're telling security, hey, it's time to go in now. Vaughn's ready. You know what I'm saying? We've been here too long. Let's go inside the club. They check the venue, go inside, check the outside, make sure there's no...
The real danger, though, was in the parking lot outside, where rapper Quando Rondo was trying to get some sleep by sleeping in his car with some of his own gang members. When he noticed that Rondo was sleeping, one of Vaughn's security guards, who was in charge of keeping watch over the property, would go up to King Vaughn and inquire, "Did you know Quando is here?"
Now, right before we go inside the club, one of his homeboys, he came to the car and said, hey, so-and-so's here. And Vaughn just jumped up like, oh, come on, let's go.
King Vaughn resisted Van's team's attempts to calm him down and stop him from causing a commotion. He jumped out of the truck and tried to confront Quando Rondo as they were clearly exchanging texts. King Vaughn immediately swung at Quando after approaching the front of the white automobile.
He jumped out the car. By the time Vaughn jumped out the car, I don't even think he knew where so-and-so was. He just jumped out the car. He bumped into so-and-so. As soon as he bumped into so-and-so, started brawling.
A few seconds into the altercation, Quando's best friend Lil Tim showed up with his gun around the rear of the white car and, in an effort to save his own best friend, struck King Vaughn multiple times on the body. When King Vaughn's manager was hit once in the thigh, some of Van's members were still strapped. Lowell Tim would be instantly reacted to by them, falling to the ground a few feet away. But at this point, everything went haywire as the surrounding area erupted in cacophony. One on-duty security officer came from the other direction, while two off-duty cops were working just down the street on a 321 count. They would all arrive on the scene, fire several rounds into the area where it was falling, and sadly, one of King Vaughn's gang members would be hit and killed. Some believe Quando was actually keeping Vaughn down with his chain while Vaughn lay in the center of the road, using Quando as a shield.
And was he trying to take Von's chain or?
Honest truth, I don't think V-Roy had no jewelry on, and from the people that was a little bit closer, Von was actually holding onto him like, man, you ain't going nowhere. Like, you here, like, even through getting, he's that strong, like, he was literally holding him.
However, the rush to save King Van's life began as soon as the tension eased and gunfire halted. Quando would pick up King Vaughn and try to get him into the getaway car, but his best friend and closest friend, Moo, would run into the center of the road and knock Quando aside. Quando would then take up Lil Tim and carry him into the rear of the white sedan as he and his group left, seat where Moo would later be helped by Van's men to bring King Vaughn into the escape car after he was hit 4 times. The members in the car with King Vaughn stood up and passed along Van's closing words, in which Vaughn tried to cheer everyone up by telling them he would be fine. Vaughn was awake during the whole drive.
When he was in the car, I myself wasn't there. The gentleman that was in the car with him was panicking, and Vaughn was the one that was like, hey, calm down, slow down, chill, I'm gonna be good, just get me to the hospital. And honest truth, we all thought that the way he was carrying himself from that incident, from what I was told from the people in the car, that he would have been fine.
After arriving at the hospital, Vaughn was then rushed into the operating room, where he unfortunately passed away during surgery, while the news of King Von's passing shook the whole rap industry. Once upon a time, King Von was the most courageous and violent gang member in Chicago.
Made national headlines as officials confirmed one of the 3 people shooting was rapper King Von from Chicago, who was here last night with friends.
2 groups of individuals got into a physical altercation. That physical altercation escalated into an exchange of guns.
Check it out, let's walk over here and see this Von picture. I know it's a lot of ops on this. I'm letting y'all see where I'm at. Why is this black truck still right here? Man, watch that truck. Watch that truck right there.